Hello everyone, this is BoardGameSwede and now we're playing another turn of Eldritch Horror against Abhoth. So, I think that we need to try to solve this mystery now, and then after that, even if we fail or succeed completely during this turn, we have to go after the epic monster down here. Because if that thing goes off, we all die anyways and we lose the game. So I think we will try to solve the mystery now, or do our best. So first we have Dexter Drake up on space 19. First off, he is going to get a focus. So now he has 2 focus. And he can't really do anything else, I don't think. He can't get a ticket, or he can't... No, he can't do anything else, so... that will be it for his turn, I guess. So we have Bob and Michael down on space 10. So first off, Bob will have a trade action with Michael and give him one of his clues. So now everyone has 1 clue each. So we have a decent chance to solve the mystery. And for his second action, he will also gain a focus. Here we go. Then we have Joe Diamond up on space 4. He can't rest because he's on a monster space. He can, however, gain a focus, so we will do this. Here we go. And then for his second action, can't really do much either. The only thing he can do, I guess, is his own action. We can see ally service or weapon. I think maybe we'll try to get a service, because they are situationally good, but I think they will do better than just a random weapon, since that thing is magically, or a normal weapon because it's resistant to physical damage, so it doesn't really help. So we have pretty good weapons already, so we will actually throw away the blunderbuss and we will say service. Okay, so I found one, and it's training regimen. When you gain this card, immediately improve 1 skill of your choice and gain a talent condition, then discard this card. So that's pretty cool. So that's both of his actions. Then we have Michael Mcglinn left. He will gain a focus condition, and then he will rest. So here's the focus, then he will rest. So now he goes back up to 6 health. And we can also roll a die to see if we can get rid of the deceased condition. Here we go. Of course not. And that's both of his actions. So let's go right into the encounter phase. We have Dexter first, so he will spend 1 clue and have a deep cavern encounter, I think it was called. Yes, that is correct. As you pass through a tight passageway, you hear a rumble and a crash behind you. You find that the ceiling of the tunnel has collapsed and you are now trapped. Resolve the pass effect to try to clear the blockage by hand, or resolve the fail effect to look for another path. Well, since his strength is 2, I think we have a better chance of anything else, really. Or at least the same amount of So here we go. You search for a new way out. Observation -1. So his observation is 2. He will roll 2 or 3. So -1 is 2. We will roll 2 dice. Hey, we succeeded. So what happens now? If you pass, you notice some decent handholds on the walls and climb up to another level. Place this Eldritch token on the active mystery. Finally, we're halfway through the first mystery. So we will take this Eldritch token and place it on the mystery. We only need one more. Hopefully we'll get it right now, because now it's Bob Jenkins. He will spend 1 clue as well. And we will draw another encounter. Let's see what happens to him. A heavy scraping noise brings your attention to a malformed grey creature on a ledge below you. It appears to be dragging a young man behind it. Resolve the pass effect to try to get the young man's attention, or resolve the fail effect to drop a nearby boulder on the beast. Yeah, let's try to drop a boulder on it, why not? You push against the boulder, aiming for the creature below, strength -1. His strength is 3, so he will roll 2 dice. Sadly, he's not blessed anymore, but he's got a focus. But we don't need it, because we pass, which is great. I hope. If you pass, it smashes the beast to a pulp. Place this Eldritch token on the active mystery. Yes. So that's the first mystery done. So now we can focus on something else. So next up is Joe Diamond. He still has to face that cultist, the spawn of Abhoth. So we have a pallid eyeless head rolls towards you, foaming at its many mouths, teeth gnashing in ravenous hunger. Long crimson tongues flicks in and out of the blooded mouths, hungry for the next meal. Paralyzed with fright, you try to regain control of your faculties. Tests will. His will is 3 with the forbidden text, so we have a decent chance at least. And we have 1 success. Yes. Overcoming your trepidations, you wait expectantly as the malformed creature bounds towards you with increasing velocity. Test observation, which is his best trait actually, so we will have 4 dice. We also have 1 focus and 1 clue if we choose to use them. Well, we failed here, so we will definitely use a focus. Spends that to re-roll 1 die. We still fail. I will actually use the focus to, or his clue as well, because I really want to kill that thing. So let's see. Yes, we succeeded. Well, hopefully it dies at least, but I think so. If you pass, you step aside at the last possible moment and the monster crashes to the ground. This monster loses 3 health, and it's dead. I won't miss you. Surely it will come back in another form, sooner or later. And then he can actually have an encounter. He can't spend the clue, and even if he could, I don't want to anymore. So we will just have a generic wilderness encounter. The winds turn bitterly cold and storms descend upon you before you can build a shelter. The ordeal pushes your endurance to the limit. Test strength. And his strength is only 2. I hope we can do this. Yes, we can. We have a success. So what happens? If you fail. Okay, well, at least nothing bad happens, but I was hoping for something better. But nothing is better than something terrible. And then we have Michael Mcglinn up or down on space 10. He will also have a generic wilderness encounter. An old hermit asks you to help out with some chores. It proves to be back-breaking work. Test strength. Well, at least you came to the right person, since his strength is 4. And he has a focus and a clue as well. So, yes, 2 successes. So we succeed. If you pass, the old man teaches you important lessons in return. Gain 1 talent condition. Right. I'm happy about that. Hopefully something useful. Let's go to the talent and boon deck. And give it a little shuffle. There we go. So the talent we get is Guts. When resolving a combat encounter, you may gain +2 will during that encounter. If you do, flip this card before resolving the test. Yeah, that's pretty good, since we impaired his will, so at least now we can buff it some. So that's good. And that's the encounter phase, which was actually really good. We did everything we wanted to do, so I'm happy. And now we still have the dreaded Mythos phase. We will draw the next card and hope it doesn't screw us over too badly. Here we go. And it's another yellow one. So first we have Omen movement. It will go down to the red symbol, which we have 1 gate of that symbol in the Amazon. So Doom will advance. So it's down to 13 now. Then we have Wiccaning Effects. We'll just go from left to right, but I think there's only 2. So the Flying Polyp up in San Francisco only moves to the nearest space containing a gate, so nothing happens. However, the Proto-Shoggoth moves towards the nearest investigator 1 space here, yes, and then you have to encounter it immediately. But that won't happen, but the closest investigator is I think Bob and Michael, so this will move up to space 7 in Panama. So it's moving closer to everyone. So that's all the monsters. Then we have Abhoth. And we have to spawn a cultist on a wilderness space that doesn't contain a cultist. Right here. So we will place it on space 10 again, why not? And we have 1, 2, 3 cultists right now, so we don't have to advance Doom. That only happens if we have 6 or more. Then we have Mythos cards in play, so we have to discard the second Eldritch token from out of the Aeons. And now it's starting to worry me a bit, so we definitely have to get down to that thing and kill it as soon as possible. Sadly, we don't have really anything magical we can use. I think maybe someone should go to Tokyo, and then the rest will just have to move towards that awful thing. So then we have Wiccaning Effects on our possessions and conditions. We only have 2 conditions. First we have Joe Diamond. He is deceased. We have to test strength -1. His strength is 2, so we will have to roll 1 die. And now we fail, so let's see what horrible things happen to him. Feverish Delusions. Before the disease leaves your body, you are stricken by an intense fever. Your mind suffers and you begin to have wild delusions. Lose 1 sanity and gain a hallucinations condition, then discard this card. Well, that could definitely be worse. So we get rid of that. We lose 1 sanity, so now it's down to 3 sanity. And then we will gain a hallucinations condition, which is also a madness condition. Shuffle a bit. Oops. And we have a cut, and then we draw from the bottom. Yeah, here we go. Hallucinations Madness. When you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, discard this card. On a reckoning, test will. If you fail, flip this card. Well, at least he has a better chance with that, since he has 3 will. And then we have Mcglinn. He also has a deceased condition. Testing strength -1. His strength is 4, so he will roll 3 dice. He still has a focus and a clue. We will use a focus to re-roll a die. Let's re-roll this one, and we still fail. Do I want to spend a clue? That's the only clue the team has left. So I feel like we should just save it for now. We don't know what the next mystery is, and he might need it if he wants to fight the epic monster, so let's flip this and see what happens. Jaundice. Although the disease will not keep you from your investigation, it wears on your health every day, turning your skin yellow. Lose 1 health, then flip this card. Okay, so we keep the deceased condition, we lose 1 health, he's down to 5, which is not too bad. So I'm fine with this, actually. So that's the reckonings, and then we have to spawn a gate. Now the gates are starting to pile up. I think we need to do something about this soon. And it's a gate on the Heart of Africa space. And there's already a cultist. But there will soon be one more thing. Hopefully not something terrible. And here we go. We have a Mygo. Pretty strong, -2 strength. On a reckoning, discard the nearest clue and move this monster to that space. If you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, gain 1 artifact. That could be pretty good, actually. Since if we gain an artifact, we can choose to gain a weapon artifact instead. And that might be magical. And that might make it easier against the epic monster, but do we really have time? That's the question. So let's take care of the card itself. In your darkest moment, your compatriots find a way to help shoulder your burden. Each one finds a way to make sure that you never have to suffer alone. In the midst of such horrors, this thought alone provides you with some solace. Together we stand. The lead investigator loses health equal to his current health. unless investigators as a group lose health equal to investigators. And then the same thing happens to sanity. Okay, so everyone loses. Well, I think we will have Bob lose 3 health, and we will have Joe Diamond lose 1 health, so that's 4. And then we have the sanity. We will have Bob lose 1, and then we will have Dexter lose 3, so that's 4 as well. So I think I did that correctly. Let's just read it again just to be sure. Or other investigators, so he can't use his sanity or lose his sanity. So, well, in that case we will have Bob lose 2 sanity, and then we will have Joe lose 1 sanity, so he's down to 2, and we will have Michael lose 1 sanity, so that's 4. That's pretty bad. Now we're all hurt, well, especially Joe Diamond. Down to 2 sanity, which is not good. Bob is 3 health, 3 sanity. Still not good. But I still think that was a pretty good turn. Speaking of which, we actually solved the mystery. So we have 2 Eldritch tokens on it. Let's just read it, just in case. At the end of the mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half, investigators solve this mystery. So that's 2. It's solved. We will draw another one and see what happens. E. Spawn of Uncleanliness. This sounds good. Stupid, ravenous, and deadly, Abhoth's malformed spawn roam every corner of the globe. Each foul new horror is more disgusting than the last and brings with it uncleanliness and disease. Well, that sounds great. When this card enters play, each investigator spawns 1 cultist monster on the nearest wilderness space that does not contain a cultist monster. Each. Wow, so that's 4. That will bring the total up to 7. So we need to defeat some cultists that we don't want to advance doom on the reckoning. So 1 cultist monster. Well, let's start with Dexter. So he will spawn 1 on his space because that's the nearest wilderness. And then we have Bob. The nearest to him is probably the Amazon. See, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't think anything else is closer. So Joe Diamond will spawn 1 on his space, and then we only have Michael left, and there are 3 spaces to the Himalayas, and there are 3 spaces up to space 9. I'd rather have it on the Himalayas because that's connecting to more places. Okay, what happens next? When a cultist is defeated, the active investigator may spend 1 clue to place 1 Eldritch token on this card. At the end of the mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to investigators, in this case 4, solve the mystery. Okay, so we still need clues and we still need to defeat cultists. Okay. We only have one clue left because the last one really sucked all the clues out of us. And we still have to fight that epic monster. I think I will have Michael Mcglinn to move closer to the pyramids and then the Heart of Africa after that to just get rid of some cultists. He also has a clue already. And then the others will have to, well, figure something out. I think Dexter will move to Tokyo, see if he can defeat something. And I think that's it. So, thank you all so very much for watching. Have a good one.